Hey guys, StarCraft here, and today I've got a big one for you, both figuratively and literally. Another Marvel DC crossover. This one is the biggest in more ways than one. What is it? Well, you guys, and last time I did the Darkseid and Galactus review. And then when someone brought up about a book that I was already considering doing it, but once they brought it up, it made me realize, you know what, I gotta do it a lot sooner. So, we're talking about the other characters that have ties to both of those two villains, and that's the Superman Fantastic Four, the Infinite Destruction. Look at how huge this is. I mean, look. This is one of the biggest books I've got. Just look at this, right? This is bigger than any of the other books I've got. But yeah, now keep in mind, I'm going with the scans, but these scans, whoever did them, did it where it's like all this is, you know, open wide and all that stuff. So it's not going to be the greatest, but better than, I think I could show you guys this. I mean, it's big enough that it probably would make sense, but it'd be a lot clearer if I do it that way. Yeah, this was written and drawn by Dan Jurgens, who is obviously no stranger to Superman, but is also, if I recall right, no stranger to the Fantastic Four, just not as prevalent. But there's another reason why he does the Fantastic Four here. But yeah, DC, maybe Comicdom's first superhero, and Marvel and maybe Comicdom's first super family united at last. And an adventure that's so incredible. But especially when, as you can also see from the cover, who else is involved. And it's an interesting tale. Now keep in mind this. It was released in '99, well after Marvel vs. DC versus Marvel. I say that because this actually does have a tie-in to it. And this is at a point where they're aware of each other's existence already. The heroes, they know about, they know each other, they've dealt with each other. But I think this is maybe one of the last ones to do that. But, like I said, let's dive right in as we're in the past. As we see a familiar probe, if you remember the last comic, moving along through when, and looking around at the remains, as all of a sudden nearby a planet is destroyed. As we see a ship rocketing forward. As we see Galactus looking on. As you realize it was the death of a world. But while death means little, a small matrix chamber contained a single life, flees Kryptonian. And there was awareness that the day might come when its occupant is of use to him. Such is the foresight and knowledge of Galactus. And look at that. Just size artwork. Again, remember how big this is. All that detail Dan Jurgens puts into Galactus right there. It's perfect. Just the cracks and creases of himself. It's just incredible. As he then looks at it and watches it go by. Now notice, that's all he does, is he then fashions himself a pod. Something that can end up infuses it with power, a tracking craft, and sends on its way, dispatching it for the day, years hence when it might be needed. As we then cut to the present where it finally arrives. Now whether or not he sent it into the future or had been dilly-dallying between where he was and Earth, who knows? But it arrives and unleashes a crystal. And at that moment, we see a shadowy figure on top of a LexCorp satellite, as he then flies over and grabs the crystal. Meanwhile, we see an event going on in Metropolis, as it looks like some group of terrorists have a bomb ready to blow. Wouldn't you know it, of course, Superman shows up with his X-ray vision showing on, as he revealed a digital time mechanism set to go off in 29 seconds. And it's a nuke, as he tries to warn some of the bomb squad to help out. But what does he do? He uses his heat vision to take care of it. But then he realizes it was his eye and hearing sound his hearing and eyes He's able to pick up someone's trying to activate a backup device, a radio signal. As he flies up and finds these weird terrorists who are basically saying, "Death to America and her accursed servant." The bomb. Why didn't I melted the bomb's radio receiver too? Lucky you. When all of a sudden the crystal from the pod shows up as it's scrolling in front of him, distracting him when he receives a message, an image of his father, Jor-El. Jor-El? Father, as I create this crystal of essence, Krypton is about to die. It is my desperate hope that this crystal will escape Krypton's death to find you on Earth. There you will grow to become one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Only you might one day be capable of stopping the continuous onslaught of our destroyer. Until now, I thought Krypton's death a result of natural occurrences. I have now discovered a being who accelerated the process. Even as Krypton dies, he drains in every bit of energy, every matter of life, to sustain himself. His hunger is endless. No planet is safe until you stop him. He is our executioner, our devourer, our death. He is Galactus. Avenge us, my son. Galactus! I've heard the whispers of his existence from the heroes of the other universe, but I never suspected he'd come here to this universe. Someday, perhaps, to Earth. With the help of experts, I'll find the monster. And to find them, I need access. Access is a character that both DC and Marvel own, who was created during the Marvel DC Marvel. And basically, after 2 miniseries dealing with him, he's probably the only guy that they would go to take him to the other universe, because he has to jump between them, otherwise things will get hectic. As we then see back in the New York City in the Marvel universe, young Reed Richards is playing around with his toys. And you see Superman, Batman, Robin, and Thor, Daredevil, and Iron Man playing around as the Superman cartoon is on. Ta-da! Superman saves the day again. I know he's only a cartoon here, but Mom says there's a whole universe other universe where he's real. Maybe I can meet him someday. And okay, to be fair, in this one instance, Franklin looks a little inconsistent between panels. One point he looks like a kid, the other he looks a little older. As he's running on to meet, "Hey Uncle Ben, you missed a great one." As you then see Ben, look at that. He is just doing working out on this huge device. "Your pup's running some kind of blam-framming examine test. Didn't you see the warning light? But you missed Superman." "I did? Nuts. I should have been out of this 12-ton doohickey an hour ago. Was it good?" As Reed is just completely going on about the device. "Susan, it is critical that I discern the possible difference in power levels between Johnny and Benjamin. Considering the potential danger, I think it best you usher Franklin elsewhere until the evaluations are complete." So in other words, we get super smart Reed, who's completely detached from the humans. As they're heading off, we're then we're then seeing, of course, the typical banter between Ben and Johnny. "Better keep your mind on the task, Blue Eyes. Drop that puppy on your head and it'll ruin your good looks. One of these days, Torchy." And then we see Susan and Franklin are talking when all of a sudden the building's defensive systems are offline. As he then tells them to stay close. If someone's looking for trouble, they're going to find it. They're going to find it, ain't they, Mom? Don't say ain't, Franklin. Listen to your mother, son. She's right. As we see Superman is there. "You think we ought to get Dad?" "Reed, I think you better come here and down." And I just love how Ben and Johnny are both like, "Holy smoke." As then, "Dr. Richards, I need to speak to you regarding Galactus." "Ah, Superman. You know of him?" Reed is the only one unfazed. I mean, just, you can barely see it, but it's like, but he brings the crystal as they look it over when all of a sudden something just zaps out from it. And it's attacking their equipment as everything's starting to go all haywire. "Impossible. The power dampeners I incorporated into the hydraulic press should prevent such an occurrence." As a laughter is heard. "Ha ha ha! That voice, familiar, Superman? Such marvelous toy. I can't wait to see what they're capable of." As he's Superman takes the blast, and Of course, Flaggy points out, Dad says those beams could cut through adamantium, and you shrugged off like it was nothing. And as Superman punches the blast, as we see then more just stuff's going on. Everything's going crazy. And do whatever is necessary to avoid the neuroneutralizers. And you should be especially wary of the water cannon, the hydro blaster. Allow me, as Superman punches it. I don't know who the moitering bum is what done this to me, but when I get my ever-loving mitts on him, it's all of a sudden a blast hits Ben, and what's this? Someone dare crash my party? Where's your boat? And there's your bogey, Reed. It appears to be an extraterrestrial in nature. Had our defensive system not been corrupted, we'd have been roaring of its approach. It's a probe that zaps Superman and it takes him in. It's the ship from earlier. Daddy, why do you look so serious? The design and unique material of that craft indicate its master is no less than Galactus. But how did he instigate our own defenses and turning against us? As the voice speaks out, credit me for that action, Dr. Richards, but not the big G. Though during my travel across the cosmos, I certainly heard rumors of his miraculous powers. Probably he's dealing with Silver Surfer and Green Lantern Silver Surfer. Allow me to introduce and assemble myself. I am Hank Henshaw, known more ominously on my Earth as the Cyborg Superman. Here's what makes this so awesome. Cyborg Superman was originally Hank Henshaw. He was part of a story that Dan Jurgens did during his Superman time, which was basically a darker version of the Fantastic Four, where instead of everyone getting incredible powers and able to do good, cosmonauts got astronauts got incredible powers that were killing them. As Hank is the only survivor. Well, his wife survived, but later was retconned she died. And the Johnny and Ben versions got killed as well. As leaving Hank Henshaw the only one left, even though he seemed to die, but eventually was reborn first as a robot and then eventually as Cyborg Superman. Now, originally he thought, oh no, and Superman, you did what you could. But he was soon warped with grief and so much else that he blamed Superman for everything. But basically he's the Reed Richards of his Fantastic Four. Think about that in a moment. Be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, Cyborg Superman is taking form, of course. You deserve high accolades, Richards. Your technological achievements are brilliant, among the most sophisticated I've ever encountered on any Earth. But with my ability to inhabit and control machinery, it was still child's play to turn your systems against you. Oh boy. I should have assumed Galactus had an ally who infiltrated this building. And though I am not yet in league with the Big G, I admit that I have every intention of becoming so. And basically he goes in for the attack as Johnny's trying to get Superman out of there for a moment. As Superman tries to pound his way out, but when Johnny sees it, you will see a vision from Galactus saying, "Leave. There is work to be done." Of course, Cyborg Superman's like, "No, Galactus, take me instead." Don't worry, Reed. I don't want that maniac hooking up with Galactus any more than you do. As basically puts an invisible barrier as Superman is, being transformed remotely by Galactus. All of this energy being put in. Let the process begin. Let the transformation occur. No longer must I scour the cosmos alone. Let it be known throughout all existence that Galactus is allied with another. Such is the word of Galactus. The word is law. As now, oh shit. Superman is now the Herald of Galactus. Golden form, cosmic power. Mine is the power cosmic. Galactus has infused Superman with the ability to soar the cosmos as his herald. That power, combined with his own extraordinary abilities, makes Superman the second most powerful being in existence. Shit. And for the sake of worlds, he would feed his mantle. We cannot let him leave. Galactus summons me as Reed has been teleported away with Superman. Oh boy. How could he have claimed that simple-minded do-gooder when he could have had me? Bring that goomer down here where I can get a poke at him, Susie. I had all him I could take. Not yet, Ben. We need information first. Your comments imply that you have the power to travel through space. I have been to distant universes. You can but imagine, Mrs. Richards. As he basically makes it clear, I destroyed an entire city without regret, boy. A planet is but a small step from there. You wiped out a whole blam city? Why, I oughta. Not now, Ben. Reed and Superman are priority number one. And basically she comes up and basically makes it clear, you're free, but on my orders. And that's one thing I love about Susan Storm. In many ways, she's the real leader. Or at the very least, if Reed's not around, she's the one calling the shots. And I just love it. She is one of those strong female characters that I don't think any of the movies, have ever gotten right. And here is why she is just so great. Anyway, we have Reed then looking around Galactus' ship, as he's basically trying to talk sense into Superman. Though you are not of my Earth, I cannot allow you to become the instrument of death for one such as Galactus. Surely there is some spark of humanity within you that will allow you to fight his domination. I am summoned. I must respond. Fight the urge. Find your true self, and none may fight the will of Galactus. Come to me, Kryptonian. Accept your destiny. From the time your embryo left your dying world, you have known the time, and the time would come. I have known the time would come when you would serve my interest. For my existence to continue, worlds of nourishment must be located. Such is your task, Kryptonian. That is just scary, isn't it? Again, it's Reed keeps on trying to talk through to Superman, which, okay, now we're starting to get much better. I understand emotion, Reed. Those who are special to you, the ones you love. Lois, don't succumb. We've defeated Galactus before and we'll do it again. Let the process of change be finalized. As, well, it looks like for a brief moment, Superman has been completely, had his mind blocked. Or not white, but black. As basically, Superman, he just heads on up there. As Galactus is already, he doesn't care. All he's focusing on is his hunger that needs to be satiated. So, Superman's fears of Galactus devouring Krypton are true. It's basically, to the point where he even says, Krypton already bears the imprint of my visit. It no longer concerns me. As Reed for a moment, just like everyone else seemed to think for a moment, that maybe he was responsible. As we then see Cyborg Superman help explain to everyone to make a spacefaring ship. Genius that Reed is, even this ship he built, he's using a ship that was already built and he's reworking. He built can't journey far enough to locate Galactus, Cyborg. Are you sure the changes you made will be enough? Insulting questions only delay our departure, Mrs. Richards. The new warp drive capability will get us all there in style. Hey, one more word like that to Susie and I'll stick my mitt down your throat. Not now, Ben. Galling as it is, we need him. As, like I said before, hold on a second. Sorry, but anyway, like I said earlier, we see the two different origin stories, both bombarded by cosmic radiation of some sort. But while residing at your computers, I learned we share much in common. You four were bombarded by unique cosmic rays during a brave mission into space. My wife and I and two of our friends experienced a similar fate while on the space shuttle Excalibur. The radiation that invaded our craft was both unexpected and unexplained. You four were blessed with tremendous powers and abilities, as were we at first. Ultimately, though, my team lost their lives to the effects of the radiation. I survived as a nomadic intellect, always forging new bodies, circuits and alloys. You swore to use your new talents for the good of mankind. Me, I resented my fate and the loss of my human body. I didn't fight for humanity. I declared war on it and its greatest champion. Said, Sorry, Ben's line. Sad to see what happens when a kid gets traumatized during potty training there, Tin Man. As Franklin gives Susan his Superman toy for luck. If you insist, pal. As basically they're leaving behind as they get on board. Out of the pilot seat, Henshaw, Benjamin is the best and only pilot I fly with. Whatever you say, Mrs. Richards, you are, after all, in command. As we now see Superman zipping around as the new Herald. Again, completely under, being like the Silver Surfer, feeling like it's his duty as he commands Galactus there. You have done well, my novice. Watch as the elemental converter assembles to alter this planet ultimately into pure energy. First, a question. Did you select this planet because it is devoid of life? I based the selection on your own criteria and proximity and potential energy. No more. So be it. As all of a sudden, that's when Susan and the Force ship shows up. I sense a disturbance. We are not alone. Gotta hand it to you. Gotta hand it to you, metalhead. You rigged this craft for hyperspace jump and you delivered. Platitudes from one such as you offer no satisfaction, Graham. Not when, by the stars, it's him, Galactus. In his altered state of mind, Superman will most surely defend Galactus. Johnny, keep him busy. You got it, sis. Flame on! No way did I ever think I'd have to go mano a mano with Superman. Hope that somewhere deep down he remembers we wear the same white hat. The work of Galactus must not be disturbed. Interference will not be allowed. Understood. As basically they start to fight him off. As basically even Susan says, we can't let Galactus ignore us, Ben. Do something, and he starts pounding on him. As we then see as the fight's going on, Reed is still trapped. I cannot allow myself to remain trapped unless useless as an old circuit conductor. As Cyborg Superman is, of course, magnified by, looking on in awe at Galactus. Never have I beheld something of this magnitude. Some way, somehow, I must gain access to Galactus and all his power while ridding myself of this infernal force at the same time. Begone! Begone? Geez, does this whole city of Metropolis actually talk like that? As Reed continues on thinking as the fight continues on, Galactus must not be stopped. In light of that, this has to end now. And basically the planet is starting to be converted more and more. Over here, Graham, the planet is lost. Time to move on and fight the next battle. Newsflash, loser. The FF never runs away with the tail between its legs. It's over, Storm. Die here if you won, but I'm moving on. But we don't even know where Stretcho is, and there ain't no way Susie walking out until she does. Ain't that right, Susie? Susie? Henshaw's right, Ben. The issue is not this battle. It's the war in the ship now. I love how Susan looks in that. Just that determination that steals. Tough as nails, Mrs. Richard. I like that in a woman. Shut up, Henshaw. Probably sees a bit of his wife in her, I'm sure. As the planet continues to be consumed more and more. As everyone watches the destroyed planet, leaving nothing but a small husk. But for a brief moment, something is troubling Superman. When it is finally over, the uneasiness persists. Galactus, away with you, so that you may find another and Galactus, a living world with far more energy. But, well done, be gone! The world of Galactus is my own. As again, Reed is completely like has no way of escaping. The way things are right now, he has nothing. As we then see the ship is flying off, and they're trying to still figure out what to do. And they're just trying to figure stuff out. Like, hopefully, we won't have to injure Superman in the process. Go ahead, I won't complain. That's enough out of you, you two-bit crumb. Susie better not stop me, because I've had all you can of you. As of course, Susie does stop him. Of course. Galactus is running rampant. Superman's helping him, and we can only hope that Reed is all right. Make my life any more difficult, and I'll string you both up. Again, a little badass Susan right there. As the ship, of course, several tense hours later, no shit, as they soon show up and where the sensors are indicating, and it looks like this is finally on a popular world. This planet has life. What happens to all those people down there? Even one such as you must have a soul. Do you truly believe yourself above them? Galactus does what Galactus must. Survival is the only priority. Superman's starting to question him. Then does everyone understand the plan? Yeah, but for one, I don't like it. Me either, Ben. But it's the only way. For Galactus to fall, Superman has to as well. As they basically go in and start, ready to fight. But yeah, Superman just knocks Ben aside. And again, Reed feels helpless. And then all of a sudden, something shoots out and blasts the ship. Something shoots out and blasts the ship and as Superman, well, turns out he's going in for the attack. Not again. Not never. Another betrayal. So be it. As he zaps Superman. Superman's flipped to our side. Yes, but he's down for the count. We have to use this opening to hit Galactus. It's basically it's made clear that Superman did this all on his own. And Ben, when Superman hit him, sent Reed and Ben flying as he put a crack in the wall. Finally, a crack in the wall. Right, betting man, I might wager he intended this when he knocked you here. Sheesh, you're finally free and you're taking the time to put together an electric toothbrush. As Reed uses it as a way to get out of there. As well, we're seeing Galactus is still trying to absorb the energy as we see Superman continue to sparkle. As they four continue to fight them all. And when on. Right, but when Johnny's blasting, he asks, "Where's Cyborg Superman? This technology is magnificent. If I could tap into its secrets and master them, I'll be equal to Galactus himself. An access port. Perfect. Perfection comes in many forms, Henshaw, such as perfect timing as Reed attacks him. As we then see Superman looking at Franklin's toy. As we then see that just before Cyborg Superman can attack, Reed zaps him one with a weapon for a moment, but they continue on fighting until it's clobbering time as Ben pounds him and sends him flying. As we see Superman continue to fight, to convulse, fight it, but when he sees the toy, well, Superman is back with the four as they all go charging in. And even says, I love Johnny. Want to sign up full-time, Superman? Not hard to replace that S with a 5. Excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. And what brought you back, Superman? Even before Galactus blasted you, it seemed you were turning on him. Krypton died under his onslaught, as have countless other planets. And Mrs. Richards, it won't happen today or ever again. An errant assumption, Kryptonian. And as he blasts them. Now I need only to unite the ignition device, and all the seeds and life on this planet shall be converted to the purest energy. Impossible. An invisible barrier still prevents them from joining? And ain't that enough to curl your wings? As Susan was blocking them. And Ben continues to distract him as well as he rips the ground out from beneath him. We then see and as Superman had learned which of his machineries is most crucial to the absorption process. If we destroy it, but Reed points out, not destroy, manipulate. And basically, as they both start to work on the device as rapidly as they can. The human design and deemed to disrupt the mission of Galactus, but infiltrating the instrument of power, that shall they never learn. As they continue working on more and more, Superman uses his heat vision. They just keep on working until Reed tells Susan to drop the force field, the barrier. Once it's gone, they put it together. Well, instead, it says like, and they reveal that they reverse the mechanics. His own equipment will be drawing energy from him and channeling it into the planet. None have the strength to access this. Fortunately, your actions are easily bypassed by a trigger of a new circuitry, to which. Sorry about that. And basically, Superman zaps it, and he then starts to ask, and makes it clear to him, your decision, Galactus. Leave this world and the entire sector, or you'll keep losing energy until Galactus bargains with no one. You have no choice, Galactus. Swear you'll feed only on deserted planets as you did earlier today, and you'll survive this. The word of Galactus is bond. Know that I shall agree to your stipulation. End the energy transference. And done. Yeah, how many times did this go about, and it never sticks? I don't get why they do that. They just do that every single time, and it never works. Just give me a moment. Sorry. And now Superman finally confronts, not yet. He should pay for destroying Krypton. Untrue, Krypton and Krypton, which I did crave, was gone by the time I arrived. Liar! The techno crystal that you yourself sent to Earth said otherwise. The crystal was dispatched long ago to one day secure your services. It contained no such information. I may not be a genius to the caliber of Stretcho's level, but you might want to ask this tin can about that crystal. My device is still limiting your powers, Henshaw. You might as well confess. Confess? That would imply I had something to hide. I chanced to encounter the crystal on its journey to Earth. It was relatively simple to alter its message to make you think Galactus ate Krypton. I knew a Boy Scout like you would be incensed enough to go after him. So you piggybacked a ride to this universe to get to him. To tap into his powers, no doubt. Hey, they say conquest is good for the soul. You sicken me. As the Cyborg Superman then approaches Galactus, asking him to make I am like you, above concepts of good and evil, like you are. I beg you to bless me with the power cosmic. Let me be your faithful servant. Give me what I deserve. Give me perfection. Very well. As he zaps the Cyborg Superman and turns him into a small alloy. Amazing. A flawless alloy condensed into a form of simple perfection, probably without thought or consciousness. Ah, my heart's a-breaking. I don't know if this actually played up later on or not, but we then see Franklin run into the hangar as everyone's back. And he also gives hit the toy back to Franklin. Without it as a reminder, I may not have made it back. But now, if your mother will permit me to give you a gift, as he flies off, and much like Savage Dragon's daughter, he gives Franklin his cape as he flies off, ending this story. This is incredible. This whole thing is incredible. First, from the cover by Dan Jurgens and Alex Ross, but this whole thing is just a great, amazing story that is nice, self-contained, but it feels like everyone gets a moment to shine. Even Reed does, and all that. Everyone does. Cyborg Superman being involved was the most natural choice. Galactus, obviously, connecting him to the possibility of Krypton, but then finding out, no, he had nothing to do with it. Cool. Also trying to do it with a possible plot point for JLA Avengers, the original version. Then you have just so much stuff. The artwork is amazing. This huge format was worthy for all of this. It is just that good. I highly recommend, if you have a chance to ever find this, either through here or through the trade paperback, do so. This is StarCraft. No idea what I'll do tomorrow. Hopefully Superman vs. Incredible Hulk. But until then, I'll catch you all later. See ya.